Welcome to Epic Tales and Critical Fails, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition Remastered podcast. Prepare for adventure, terror, and the occasional use of bad language. We're a rules-light podcast. We don't agonize over the rules because, quite frankly, there's a lot of them, and we will get them wrong occasionally, so be kind. We're also using hero points slightly differently. No one gets them at the beginning of a session. Instead, the players accrue them during the game, and they can have a maximum of 3 at any one time. But if the worst happens, they have to spend them all to stay alive.
I'm Laura, and I play Katarra, a sneaky, stealthy sailor, or pirate, depending on your point of view.
I'm Lucy, and I play Bethilde, landlady of the Wandering Barnacle and grandmotherly gnome.
I'm Mike, and I play Bertie Bunce, halfling cleric of Pharasma.
I'm Maddy, and I play Minesh Adon, a tempestuous root leshy of death.
I'm Kyle, I play the vastly knowledgeable and cunningly clever Xander Dante.
And I'm Michael, I'm your GM, and I play everybody else. So we left you off at the Spiral Shrine, preparing to delve into Stinger's Scar, this swarm-covered amusement park that seems to be corrupted in some way. The insects are interbreeding, and you're looking for a bunch of missing knights and a missing acolyte of Pharasma named Telandrus Verium. So, as you wake the following morning and gather yourselves together, as you eat a hearty breakfast as you ready yourselves for the oncoming day, is there anything you wish to do admin-wise before you head into the Scar?
Yeah, so I've dished out healing potions to everyone apart from Minesh because she's got battle medicine, and I'll give one of the antidotes, an anti-plague thing, to Bertie, and I'll keep hold of the other antidote.
I will take Bertie, Katarra, and Ulti aside individually, and I'll give Ulti and Katarra each a bottle of Alchemist Fire, and I will give Bertie a bottle of Acid Flask, and I'll just give him like a quick talk about how this going here seems dangerous. We're really gonna need to stay on our feet. So use them to keep everything away from everyone else.
I'll say to Xander, and I will definitely remember no spitting for saving. If you are dying, I am to let you die. That is your wish. Is this correct?
No, that's not my way. I don't want you to spit on me. I want you to take that trusty little shot glass that you showed me previously and use that. You do not have to spit on me. We spoke about this. You remember, don't you?
Bertie said you could do it in a different way.
Yes.
I will heal you in a different way from spitting.
Yes, that's it. Well done, Bethilde.
I think there's a loophole there, but
we will find out soon enough.
When I get that feeling, it's like gnome healing.
Oh dear.
Yep. I think
So you pass out a few things. As Ulti accepts the alchemist's fire from you, she's like, I'd say you're making an understatement. Dangerous? Well, hopefully I've packed the right things.
What's this hair
hopefully
you've given me?
There's what?
No, Minesh, you handed me a weird hair. What's that?
So, if you cast Stabilize, which I'm assuming you have prepared, on someone who is down, the alicorn hair will allow you to cast Stabilize on 2 creatures instead of just one.
Very useful. Considering the amount of dropping down like flies we're doing.
Exactly.
Well, particularly yourself.
I don't know what you're talking about.
She can't cast Stabilize if she's unconscious.
No. So you need to keep yourself alive and conscious.
I always try.
However, when you grab the alicorn hair to cast, it's an action to cast to grab the hair, and then 2 actions for the spell because it takes the whole turn.
Full round, basically.
It adds an action to it for the additional creature. So you all leave the Spiral Shrine, Bertie casting a longing glance back at the doorway to one of what has become a spiritual center for him in these 2.5 weeks that he's been a cleric. And you wander your way back through the precipice quarter in the dawn light towards where you were with the Grizzly Fair, where you entered the Grizzly Fair, past there, and find yourself travelling towards Stinger's Scar.
We don't see a sunflower running around or anything, do we?
Roll a perception check.
See a shadow of a sunflower.
No, I don't see that.
I'm going to roll perception as well.
Yeah, I'm going to roll perception in a general way of looking for threat.
Yep.
11.
11, you don't see a sunflower.
Oh, that's good.
18.
You don't see a sunflower.
What about 11?
11, you see shadows at every corner, and you think any one of them could hide a threat. Broadly
This
speaking,
place is very scary.
as you wander towards the old pleasure garden, you see ornate wrought iron gates that would have once welcomed Absalom's wealthiest citizens. They now stand twisted and rusting, partially obscured by a thick, vibrating swarm of strange insects. Blighted vegetation lines the entrance path, and the area is cast in shadows by clouds of flies spiralling up through fissures in the buckled cobblestones. A pair of ticket booths stands either side of the entrance, their cracked, crumbling walls all but lost beneath a writhing mass of winged insects. The once pristine sign for the Celestial Pleasure Ground has been defaced. Barely legible words scratched into the metal read, Stinger's Scar.
I think I much preferred the old name. Pleasure Garden sounds much pleasanter.
I think now might be a good time to get our torches lit.
I was just going to suggest the same.
Yeah, so I presume we've all got one.
Is it more worth only a couple of us lighting the torches than we work on like a kind of battle buddy?
That
Ideal.
will be sensible because
I'll be your battle buddy if you like.
Ah, crap.
Because I will need a free hand to throw the bombs.
And I'll need a free hand to cast spells. So
Okay,
I'll hold your hand.
that's not what I said, but okay.
I'll keep Katarra safe then.
Oh, thank you, Bertie.
Just don't-
I've got everybody safe.
Minesh, Schulte, it seems like you guys are a little pair, so hold
Okay.
hands and make sure you stay safe.
Oh, sure.
I imagine that we're like...
Don't seem very impressed to have
Just
me
make
as
sure
a...
you're not anywhere near me if I cast a radial spell.
And make sure you're not near me if I cast an aerial spell of heal.
Why?
What makes you say that?
Because,
Minesh, that was a weird thing to
because if
say.
you're being that rude to me, I don't want to heal you.
Well, quite. I see.
And also, I
we
think
can
I'm
always
I'm
swap
assuming
buddies
from
if we'd prefer.
Well, Bertie, I do feel that you and I would make a much better team.
Yeah?
Ooh.
Do we want to swap it up? I'll go with Ulti if you want.
She doesn't want to heal me. It's fine.
I mean, only
I am
for
a
being
cleric.
rude
I
to
packed
me.
my own healing spells. I was more
do-
concerned with the fact that you won't want void energy thrown at you.
Well, I'm also thinking that Katarra's going to potentially be in the front line a lot, whereas me and Ulti maybe want to position similarly.
Very
Ulti
well.
looks at the rapier at her belt. It's like, I do know how to use it, you know, Bertie.
Yeah, but I feel like you're more likely to stay back and defend me with it, whereas Katarra's more likely to run in and
True.
draw me.
You are a Leshy of Death, so I mean, front line. All the
True,
way.
let the death Leshy and the pirate go first.
Sailor.
Yes,
Yes,
Katarra,
okay.
I'll be with you, so
All right,
I'll
well,
hold the torch.
I'll have my rapier drawn
Okay.
just in case.
I'm still
and then
kind of
I don't
imagining
have
that-
to spend an action to do that.
Like, you know, when you have like a school trip and you're like little buddies and you'll hold hands so you don't get lost in little twos.
Is that what you're trying to do with
Basically,
Xander?
that's what I'm imagining is going on. We're all just like,
Yeah.
we're buddied up. We're going to go
Yeah,
fight
so
some
Katara's
bugs.
rapier's already
Okay,
out,
so
ready.
Katarra and Minesh lead the line. The gates are in front of you.
Yeah, so we walk through the gates.
If we're holding hands, can I try and like if I'm holding Bethilde's hand, I'm going to try and slow down so that we're at like the back of the queue,
Mm-hmm.
and because I know she wants to run to the front, but I will not let her.
Okay. And as you step through the gates, there is a furious buzzing sound, louder than the swarm that envelops everything around you. Light it's not even dappled shade here. Everything is dark, as if everything is cast in shadow by the density of the swarm. But there's this sudden increase in activity, this sudden intense buzzing, and out of one of the ticket booths launches a swarm of wasp-like creatures. Roll for initiative.
Oh,
We did it.
no. Oh, no. So, 4 effort.
Oh, no.
Okay, it's not bad.
Xander, what did you get?
That'd be an 8.
8.
Yes.
Wonderful. Bertie.
Truly.
11.
11. Bethilde.
13.
13. Katarra.
18.
Minesh.
26.
26 for Minesh.
Good thing you two are buddied up because you're going first. All right, it's not a case of who's got the bigger dice. Put them away.
Yeah, but mine's shinier.
Top of the round.
Unfortunately, Mark, this is a podcast. People don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we're just me,
Oh, they know.
me and Kyle were literally just like showing our dice to each other and being like, "Look, this is what I got. This is what I got."
Big dice.
Gigantic
Gigantic
We
dice.
have
I choose
gigantic
you.
dice.
But it's like the Philosopher's Stone is massive.
Top of the round is
Mine's
actually
sparkly.
Tuppence. Tuppence is going to raise
Tuppence
his...
didn't have a buddy.
No, Tuppence hasn't got a
need a
buddy.
buddy.
Tuppence is the tip of the spear. He raises his shield with one action, and he attacks with it on the next.
Tuppence is the buddy.
That's going to be a 17 with his shield, which hits. And he's going to have to move as his other action. So that's going to be 7 points of bludgeoning damage. And now it's Minesh's go.
Okay, how many
Swarms.
swarms does it look like there are?
Seems to be just the one.
Just the one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Minesh will cast Ignition onto the swarm.
Okay.
That is a 15?
15 misses.
Okay. And then we'll send Molly in.
So Molly dives down into the ground and just starts burrowing through towards the swarm. Is Molly going to attack?
No.
Okay. It is now the swarm's go. The swarm moves towards you all, enveloping Katarra,
We've got the
Minesh.
torch out, so won't that give us a
Yeah,
5
it's moving
foot?
into your space.
Okay.
The torches are preventing the swarm from being concealed.
Right, okay.
So you've got a 5-foot area where the general swarm doesn't come near you. So creatures within 5 feet of you are not concealed. The swarm is going to envelop the 3 of you, and I need you all to make reflex saves.
Who are the 3, sorry?
Katarra, Minesh, and Tuppence.
27.
27 is a success. You are going to take 6 points of piercing damage. Minesh, what did you roll?
Well, a 14.
14. Oh, I was waiting for that. Was there meant to be an additional part to that sentence?
Yes, but I'm not going to do it.
Okay. That's 10 points of piercing damage. And I need you to roll a fortitude save.
16?
16 would be a fail. However, this has the incapacitation trait, and you're a higher level than it, so you get a success.
Interesting.
The incapacitation works both ways. That is there go. No, Tuppence is rolled. He succeeded, so he's going to take some damage. He takes 8 points of piercing damage, and it is Ulti's go. Ulti is going to immediately. She's going to fire a divine lance at the swarm. 27, which is a crit.
Doesn't that only target one creature, though?
Targets one creature, but it still crits for 3d4 doubled. 14 points of damage. So a lot of creatures suddenly get blasted by this ray of divine energy, which Bertie sends a chill up your spine as you remember that white light in the dream burning everything. That's her actions, though. She's moved as well to give her a better look at things. Katarra, it's your go.
That is a 22.
Hits.
That's going to be 6 points of damage.
Okay, not all of that goes through.
No, didn't think it would. Then I'll try and hit it again.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was not going to hit. That was a natural 1.
Okay. And that's your 3 actions. Move, attack, attack.
Yeah.
Okay. Bethilde, it's your go. You're watching these insects buzzing around and surrounding now Minesh and Tuppence.
So I assume that if I do anything that's like in an area, catch them as well.
Yes.
So it's like surrounding them,
Yes.
absolutely surrounding them.
Yep. So the swarm covers a 10-foot space,
Yeah.
and it's got 2 medium-sized creatures in it, which is So there's 4 squares effectively on a grid.
Is there a 5-foot section that hasn't got any people in it but has got bugs in it?
Yes, there's 2 of them.
Like in the middle.
Yeah, there's 2 5-foot sections. If anything bursts, though, it's going to hit somebody else.
So Bethilde remembers all the things we said about area of effect spells, and kind of, even though she wasn't really listening, she kind of got the gist of the conversation and was like, well, let's try that. So she just sort of like, how far away are they from me?
About 15 feet. You're at the back of the group.
Okay, that's still. She just sort of like hiccups and then projectile vomits into the bunch of into like all of the bugs.
Is this acid burst?
Caustic
blast. Is that a reflex save?
So it is a reflex save. Basic reflex save. Is that against my DC?
Yes, it is against your spell DC. 19. How does a 30 do?
Fine.
It's a critical success. It is a 5-foot burst, which means both
5-foot burst.
Minesh and Tuppence have to roll. Tuppence critically fails.
Okay, fortitude.
Reflex.
Tuppence crit fails.
11.
11. Okay, so that's a failure. So roll your damage. Is it 1d8, isn't it?
3.
So Tuppence takes 6 points damage. He's like, oh, what happened there?
Oh, if it's a critical fail, did he critically
Yeah.
fail? He also takes one point of persistent acid damage.
Ugh.
And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Sorry, guys. I thought that would help.
Why?
I'm really sorry, Tuppence.
Why?
And then I look at the crowd of bugs and sort of laugh maniacally. I was like, like a scoundrel's glee.
Yep. You tried the spell and it fails.
Completely.
Yeah. It's a single target mental spell.
And then Beauregard sort of rears up. And are there any creatures within 15 feet that are less than half their maximum hit points?
No.
So he just looks menacing.
Okay.
All the things I can do.
Bertie.
Well, obviously holding my torch, I move up next to Alti, keeping my buddy, and I am going to hit Tuppence with Rousing Splash.
Okay.
4 healing,
Nice.
but he can make a flat check to recover from a source of persistent acid damage.
He hasn't recovered yet.
That was a really good idea, and it's a shame it didn't work.
You're a really good
idea.
cleric.
You got one
I'm
action
helping.
left.
No, so movement and
Movement
then
in 2
Rousing
actions.
Splash.
Great. Xander.
So at this moment in time, Xander is next to Bethilde, who's just started maniacally laughing, pointing
just been sick
at
on
having
everybody.
just been sick on everyone, whilst snails in the background. I'm guessing on its hind foot and hissing it and everything. So he slowly edges to the left, just a little bit. Not like actual movement, just like keep away from this weirdo. I'm going to recall knowledge on the swarm.
Yep.
I want to try and figure out how, because it's clearly got some kind of resistance to like swords and everything like that.
Yep.
I just want to know how much resistance it's taking.
All right. Roll in nature.
Ooh, that's all right. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You think it's resistance 5.
Resistance 5.
And you think it's only slashing and piercing.
It's only slashing and piercing. Okay.
Yep.
Does anyone have bludgeoning damage? Bludgeoning
Tuppence
weapons?
hit it with his shield.
Okay, sweet. I will use a free action to shout to Tuppence to keep hitting with the shield,
Yep.
and the resistance to slashing and piercing, which I can imagine everyone can hear thinking about it. And then I'll spend my last 2 actions. It's just the one swarm right
Yes.
now. Yeah. I'm going to cast Ignition.
Okay. Go for it.
That is 28.
28 is a crit.
Oh, sweet. Okay. So ranged Ignition's only 3d4, isn't it? It only goes to d6 on a melee.
It'll be doubled because of
Yeah.
the crit.
That's 9 points of damage, which double to 18.
And you kill it.
Oh, yeah.
Burn the swarm to pieces. You hit it with the ignition and it's just...
Well done, buddy. You see, together as a team, we can make it work.
What's going on with your snail?
Oh, calm down, Beauregard. It's okay. He's just trying. He does this thing sometimes where like saps the life out of things and it makes him feel a bit better. So I think he was just doing that.
Xander's looking at it with that furrowed his brow, complete concern. We will discuss this later. But yeah, can I get some... I'll get like 2 dead samples of these insects. Yep.
Yeah, these are small enough insects you can scoop a couple into one of the jars and stopper it up, and they'll preserve the bodies.
When looking at them, what do I see about these ones?
These ones are slightly bigger than you would expect a wasp to be. This was a sin wasp swarm by the look of it. The legs on them are remarkably... They're almost like spoons. Some of the legs look like they're designed to cup and lift. Others look like scalpels. And it seems like these are very highly... You know that these generally take mammals' eyes, small vermin usually. But these look like they've adapted to that even more, but the stinger on them looks more like a scorpion stinger than an actual wasp stinger. And the chitin across them is closer to a scorpion's. Even though it's the colouring of a wasp, it looks closer to the armour of a scorpion, which might explain their resistance to slashing and piercing.
Okay. Xander's like clearly deep in thought looking at this and giving everyone else this information, but more thinking out loud as opposed to, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Minesh, have you treated your own wounds?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. As Xander is sampling the Sinwasp into a jar, Minesh is going to bind her wounds with some mud.
Does Tuppence need looking at?
Yes.
Tuppence does, yeah.
He's also got the persistent acid.
Oh, yeah, he's got persistent acid, so he'll take 1 point of acid damage. That's cocked. No. Then he'll succeed, so he'll take a further 2 points of damage.
So he's taken 12 points of damage overall.
Yes, but he had temporary hit points, so they took...
So 12 minus 7.
Okay, so Bertie, you wander over and start binding Tuppence's wounds. He's like, oh, that hurt. I got more damage from behind. Friendly vomit.
I'm sorry. I thought I was. It's not my fault. It's surprisingly hard to hit.
He finishes wiping the vomit off himself with his tail, and you can see he's flicking it off his tail.
I'm sorry.
Well, we managed to kill it.
20 healing.
20 healing. He's back to full health.
So I went for the expert one.
Bethilde turns to Beauregard and says, only a small fight, but I feel like this is going to be more dangerous than I was expecting. Maybe I should do something to kind of make this a little bit better. And she sort of like gives a little like shuffle, and for a moment, if you listen, she's just like sparkles all over, and it's kind of like Twilight vibes. And I'm casting Mystic Armor.
Is she turning into a sparkly vampire?
I'm not sure what she's doing.
Right.
Because my Mystic Armor lasts until the next day.
It does.
Yes.
It's a +1 to your armor class.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to need.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you wander into the entranceway to this park. It's a kind of wide cobbled area. You have to add Mystic Armor as your armor. You step in. There's sort of a circle of cobblestone that forms the central point, and then there's 2 pathways that lead north and south.
Any sign of any tracks?
Roll a perception check.
That is 21.
21. You notice 2 things. First of all, there is a path. There is a track of footprints leading north. Secondly, you also notice the ticket booth, a pouch poking out of all of the dead insect husks and mouldering remains of insect nests. And when you wander over and rummage through it, it's got 93 silver and 70 copper. And you also find 2 lesser healing potions and a healer's toolkit and 2 rolled up pieces of parchment.
What's on the parchment?
Nothing in a blank.
All right. Well, I'll give the parchment to Minesh. And you said there were 2 lesser healing potions?
Yes.
Okay.
And a healer's toolkit. For anybody who doesn't have a healer's toolkit, wants one.
I think everyone has one.
Healer's toolkit can only be used by
somebody trained in medicine. Yeah.
Do you 2 have healer's toolkits?
I've got one.
Okay.
I think, didn't we say before, I'm trained in medicine for some?
Yes, you are. You're trained in medicine because you're a rogue and you're trained in loads of things. One thing you also do hear with that perception check above the vibrating hum of the swarm is...
I look up.
You look up and there's nothing above you. You can hear it coming. It seems to be coming from the north, from that path that leads north.
Okay, I think we have to take the north path, as that seems to be where the footprints are. But
can I roll to see if I can recognise it?
Yeah, roll nature.
I can hear this bird, or what I think is a bird.
Oh, it's just 6.
6. No idea about bird calls.
That was a nat 20.
Nat 20 to perception. You don't see a bird, but you're definitely sure that Katarra's right. It's coming from the north.
I think it's coming from the north. Maybe we should go that way.
I just said exactly that.
I'm just confirming what you said.
With a natural 20, can she figure out what it is?
Yeah, but I recognise
with the perception, you know what direction it is. If you'd rolled a nature, maybe you'd work to the other one out.
Well, okay. Even though I'm listening for that, then do I perceive anything else in my environment because I'm being extra perception-y?
You
perceptive,
perceive,
some would say.
Perceptive.
You perceive that the ground is broken and buckled here, that the earthquake has shifted the earth itself and has torn apart the cobblestones in places. Here they seem to be like inch-wide rifts that insects are just flying out of. But it does suggest that there's every chance that this ground is more likely to be a maze than it is to be a simple straight line between here and wherever you need to go.
Also, do the cobbles look like... Remember, we got attacked by cobbles, didn't we?
Yeah, none of them seem to have that. There's nothing that suggests that any of these are live.
Mites or whatever they're called.
No, it doesn't seem to be cobble mites. They just look more like just regular cobbles.
Like, I think the path may be harder to follow than you think. Maybe it's expected to be a windy way. If you look at these cobbles. Xander, you look at things. Look at these cobbles. They don't look right, do they?
It looked like every other cobble we've walked on, but you said north.
Attacked.
Yes,
We did
north.
get attacked by a path once.
We did, but
I have chalk in my bag, so I can always draw a chalk line as we go through, so that we don't lose our way.
That's a great idea.
You draw a
Why don't you
chalk
draw
line on the floor.
an arrow in the direction that we go, and then that way when we go back, we'll know.
You scoop aside some of the insect husks, draw a line on the floor, and the insect husks slowly roll back and fill it again.
All right, okay then.
is there not like a wall?
I have
or
know the way, so...
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Bertie.
Most of it's hedgerows.
Bertie?
Most of it's surrounded by hedgerows.
Right. Yeah, pleasure garden.
So there's not many walls. The walls seem to be at the gate, and they've been overgrown by this blighted-looking flora. And then when you get inside, the boundaries of the areas of this place seem to be denoted by hedgerows, and all the hedgerows are tangled and thick with insects, and they're black, unnaturally so.
Sorry, you saying about the tiles? I might have a bit of a stupid idea, but I have Haunting Hymn. But if I walk at the front of the group and sing Haunting Hymn as we walk, there's a 15-foot cone in front of us that would take damage. So if there was anything, insects waiting to ambush us or in like the bushes as we go past them,
I would counter this with... It's not a bad idea, don't get me wrong, but I would counter this with... That would then alert anything else near us to our presence because it's quite loud.
Well, it's a 15-foot cone.
Yeah, but it's sonic, so the volume would still...
Only creatures in the area can hear.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, really?
Maybe we're 15 foot.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only
In which case, it's a very good idea.
Yes.
But then is it continually cast a
It's
cantrip?
a cantrip.
Yeah,
so
Yeah, but he would be moving it 25 feet, so you'd have to
most of us only
move
move
up
at
to 25 feet and then cast it and then move again. So it'd be very slow going. You're not walking
it would
at full
be slow
speed.
going, yeah.
I
But
mean,
we're not
running around probably isn't a good idea in this place anyway.
Yeah, we're not exactly running through this place anyway.
No, we need to tread carefully, so...
Okay.
So if you see anything suspicious, are you just blasting that out the front? Or are you just continuously walking and casting?
I'm like singing a hymn.
Okay.
As we go.
Like a slow hymn of, going down the river to join Pharasma.
Okay.
I went down in the river to pray.
Yeah.
Down,
And just...
down by the river.
I was going for like Cry Me a River. Because that's what happens when Pharasma gets involved.
Keep going to the river to pray.
Yep, that's what Bertie does.
Welcome to Radio Epic Tales.
So you head north. A grand wrought iron dome encloses what might once have been an aviary. Its bars twisted and overgrown with black ivy oozing a viscous sap. Scattered feathers, red, blue, and shimmering green, still litter the ground, but they are faded, ragged, and stained with dark, rust-coloured patches. What were once nests now lie desolate and crumbling, perched on dead branches or in open cages that hang like skeletons of long-forgotten homes. Bertie walks straight in and blasts the haunting hymn, and then you just hear from somewhere higher up.
Can we see anything?
Roll a perception check.
18?
15?
No, 19. I lied.
22.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 and a 22. Bethilde?
Below 10 for me and Beauregard, really.
Bertie, you notice two things. First, hanging on the roof at the peak, the apex of this dome, the apex of this aviary, is a very, very large wasp of at least 1.5 meters in length, at least 4 foot in length.
The queen.
Yeah.
And sitting where the noises of the birds are coming from are 2 large cicadas. And as they rustle their wings together, they go...
I obviously point this out to the rest of them and say, we probably don't want to annoy both of these at the same time.
And as you say that, the wasp drops off the ceiling
Oh, crap.
and flies straight towards you.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Roll for initiative.
Natural 20. Let's go.
Oh, me too!
Hey, it's us. Hey, high five. Yeah.
Jumbo dice for the win.
It's all downhill from here.
Please don't say that.
Right.
Would have been better if I hadn't left my mic all the way across the table. Sorry for everyone that couldn't hear me.
What did you get, Bethilde?
I got a nat 20 for 26.
26.
No, wait, 28.
28.
I forgot. I have initiative bonus.
Xander, tell me, what did you get?
I got a natural 20 for 26.
26. Bertie.
16.
16 for Bertie. Katarra.
21.
21. Minesh.
23.
23. Okay. As these creatures start coming towards you and dropping down from their position on the ceiling, I need you all to roll a will save.
Oh, that's another 20.
Hey! I got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Do
Okay.
you want me to roll for Beauregard?
Beauregard, yep.
26.
26.
27.
Oh, it's a
27
good-
for
it's a good roll
Katarra.
today.
That's a natural 4 for tuppence. What's that act up to? That's 12 for tuppence. And for Alti, worse. Alti's is going to be a 12 as well. So,
I got a 22 for Beauregard.
22
He's also
for
feeling
Beauregard.
spicy.
Roll for the mole.
Oh no!
I rolled 19 for Minesh, and the mole.
Roll for Moley.
Maurice.
Moly.
Moley.
It was Will,
Moley.
wasn't it?
It was Will, yes.
25.
25. So tuppence and Alti are affected by this, but it is the sobs coming from these cicadas. Both of them have failed. Everybody else succeeded, so you're unaffected and immune for 24 hours. However, both tuppence and Alti are fascinated and must use all of their actions to seek or move closer to the cicadas while they're looking for the birds that are making the sound. This
Oh, great. Okay.
So, just a reminder, the fascinated condition is fascinating. It is a -2 status penalty to perceptions, can't concentrate, and ends if a creature takes hostile action against you or your allies, which may happen before they actually start their turn. Bethilde, you're top of the round.
So remind me what bad guys we're fighting.
You've got a
Who have we
large sin wasp queen, which is recognisably a giant version of the swarm that you fought
Yeah.
on the way in, and
How-
2 cicadas.
How high up's the
The
sin
sin wasp
queen?
is about 20 feet above you.
Okay. So is that within 30 feet of me?
Well, yes. 20 feet is within 30 feet.
Okay. Is there anybody...
Well, it's within 20 feet.
Okay,
it's
no,
20
it's
feet
fine.
up.
Okay,
Feet
so...
up, I think Bethilde's about 30 feet on the ground.
Okay.
So I'd say
So-
yes.
So yeah. So she's going to look up and say, "Oh my goodness, that's absolutely disgusting. Oh, excuse me." And then coughs up a giant like glob of like vomit directly at the sin wasp from quite a distance. That's impressive. With caustic blast.
Okay, reflex
So
save.
reflex save.
Every
I imagine
day.
it's going to be reflexy because it's all wingy and
Every day, Bethilde finds a new way to disgust us.
22.
No, so she misses, and it falls really near to Xander.
It still takes half damage.
I'm behind you.
Does it? Okay, that's fine.
Is it a basic save?
Basic, yeah.
Yeah, half damage.
Okay, that's a whole...
It's only if it critically succeeds would it take no damage.
2 points. 2 points of acid damage.
So 1 point halved.
Yeah. So 1 point of acid
so it
damage.
takes, the wasp takes 1 point of acid damage and it's just like...
And then I'm going to... Oh, yeah, because we have an... Okay, sorry. Let me start again.
Finish a thought.
I'm going to sort of smile up at the thing and be like, I missed this time. And look like really scary and crazy. And do Scrounger's Glee.
Okay.
And then when I sort of do it, I wink at Tuppence, which means that...
You make the target understand that death is coming to claim it, and that its demise will serve to strengthen another. The target becomes frightened 1 if it fails a will save.
Doesn't do will save?
That's going to be a 22.
Yeah, that'll do. You're all right. Yeah, you're fine. It says when an ally critically succeeds at a strike against the target, it restores 1d4 hit points to that ally.
It succeeded in its defense, so it doesn't apply to it.
It does not apply
so
at
when
all?
if it had succeeded and you'd actually managed to frighten it, then you could have ended the spell when somebody crits.
Okay, and then is there anybody below half hit points?
No.
Okay, that's
not
all right.
at this stage.
So
Give it time, Lucy.
So yeah, Beauregard just sort of like looks slightly shadowy and creepy and sort of goes...
He just coughs.
And that's it. That's all of the
Dribbles
lovely,
on the floor.
lovely things that we're doing.
Awesome. Next up, Xander.
I'm going to cast Ignition on this one to the left of us, which is 5, 10, 15, 20, yeah, about 30 feet.
The
so
cicada.
The cicada.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will cast Ignition on that. Oh, it's I need to roll the attack.
Roll attack. Okay.
Yeah. That is 18.
18 misses.
Well, in which case then I will...
Hide behind a rock.
Yeah, I'm going to move behind this rock over here to my right.
Okay, so you slide into the foliage and around behind the rock.
Yes.
Okay.
Welcome to the rock.
Welcome to the rock.
I didn't realise there's a foliage. I'm now scared for actual insects.
Okay. That brings us to Tuppence, who is fascinated and needs to seek. That's a very successful seek action. He is going to move towards the nearest cicada.
They're the one on the right.
The one that I'm assuming Xander just attacked. And he's then going to keep looking, and he does it again.
How close does he get to the cicada?
Right up to it, if his movement speed allows. And then that's his go. But it's now the cicada's go. And guess what? They're going to take a hostile action. The first cicada is going to leap towards, going to fly towards the nearest creature.
Bertie, no!
Which is Bertie. And then it's going to attack with a slam. It just headbutts you. How does a 25 do against your AC?
Yeah, that hits.
Roll me a fortitude save.
10.
10. Nice. So take 7 points of bludgeoning damage. And you are now affected by poison. So you're now poisoned. As it hits you, it sheds this dust. And it just, you inhale it and it's like... and you're going to take 1d6 extra poison damage. So that's going to be another 3 points of poison damage, and you're also slowed 1. It's got 1 action left, so it's going to hit you with its proboscis as well, just for fun. It's going to be an 8, so I don't think that's going to hit.
No.
Then the second one is going to attack Tuppence. Slam attack, misses. Tries again, misses. One more time. Actually, no, the last action it's going to use a wing flurry, and it's going to do a 10-foot burst of cicada poison.
It's only going to get Tuppence.
It's only going to get Tuppence. Fortitude save for Tuppence. Tuppence is not very fortudinous, so he fails and is now also going to take some poison damage, which is 2 points poison damage, and he's slowed 1. That's the cicadas go. Minesh.
So
These are abominations in the natural order.
they are, and they must die.
Isn't that just Minesh's allergic to everything?
Yeah, but everything has been an abomination to nature so far.
You met people the other day. You tried to kill them.
What are you going to do?
So, first action, I'm going to send my mole in, and it will use 2 actions. 1 action to move, and then second action to burrow underneath the cicada underground.
Okay.
And then my next action will be to cast Electric Arc to that cicada and the Sin Wasp.
All right. The Sin Wasp rolls a 26.
Okay.
The Cicada rolls 23. So half damage for both.
Yep, so I rolled 10, so they'll take 5 damage. And because the mole is underneath the footing of the cicada is clumsy 1.
Okay.
Ooh.
So clumsy for the Cicada as well. Is that all your actions? Right. Next up is Katarra.
Okay, so Katarra will move to get behind the cicada.
You're moving into an off-guard position, are you?
Yes.
Okay.
Probably with Bertie.
Right.
Second action, feint.
Okay.
That is a 22.
Success. It's now off guard to you until the end of your next turn.
And it's also the distracting feint, so it
So
takes...
it's -2 on its reflex.
Yes,
And perception.
checks. And then final action, attacky.
Go for it. This is is this the clumsy one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it does
Yes.
a clumsy one.
Nat 20!
Hey!
I'm not even going to tell you what that is. Go on.
Well, that would be a 30 overall.
Yeah, that's a critical hit.
Critical. And that would have been with the rapier, so
So it's a deadly,
deadly D8, isn't it?
I believe so.
Well, I'm going to say it's a deadly D8.
Don't just make up your own rules, Laura.
Yeah, yeah, make up your own rules.
Yeah.
Deadly D8. Yeah.
So it's just a D8 and a D6, is that right?
1d6 plus 1 plus 1d6 sneak attack plus 1d8 after that.
Okay, so...
She has the 1d8 because she got a critical, doesn't she?
Yes,
Yeah.
but she double the 2 to 2d6 plus 1 first.
Okay, so the first D6 was 10.
Okay.
The sneak attack is...
How did you get 10 on a d6?
Because I rolled 4 plus 1, which is 5.
5, so double to 10. Okay, yeah.
And then I just rolled 5 for the sneak attack.
So it's 20 points damage plus
Yeah.
your d8 now.
Yeah. Oh, that was only a 1.
So 21 points of damage to the cicada.
Yes.
The cicada goes "Ah!" as you stab it, and it hurts.
That's my turn over.
I thought
All right.
I thought it died then. It just got absolutely one-bombed.
No, but that is done a massive amount of damage to it, and it has gone from relatively healthy to clumsy 1 and in pain.
Thanks to Dakota Irish for the Eldritch Blast dice.
Seamless plug there.
You
For all
fit it
your-
in so
For
naturally.
all
Wow.
those player killing needs. Right, that brings us to Bertie. It's your go.
I'm going to put Healer's Blessing on myself and then
Selfish.
do a 2-action heal on myself.
You don't have enough actions because you're slowed 1. You can do a 2-action heal,
Yeah,
but
I'll
once you do the healer's blessing, you've already used an action, so you've only got 1 left.
Yeah, I'll just do the 2-action heal on myself.
Okay.
then.
2d10 plus your...
I need to roll to see if it goes off, right? Oh,
Nope,
no, that's...
nope.
Don't worry. Ooh.
plus 16.
So 22 healing.
Yep, 2-action heal adds 8
Oh.
at the first level. When it's ranked up, it's adds 16. Because Bertie's cleric font is always at his highest spell slot. All right, that brings us to Ulti. Ulti just looks disgusted.
She's fascinated.
No, she's not, because there's been hostile actions.
Oh, okay.
Maybe she's just fascinated by you, Katarra.
She looks over at Katarra, winks, looks at Bertie and
Fascinated in a
grins.
different way.
Now he's making rules up.
We're making rules.
It's
We're
like-
making ships.
I only have eyes for you, Katarra. She is going to immediately turn around and cast... what are we going to do? Torturous Trauma. She points the finger. It's like, die, bug. On the cicada that's already there. That's already been hit. The cicada rolls a fortitude save. And rolls a 17, so sucks. And takes full damage, which is 2d4 plus 3. That's going to be 8 points of damage to that cicada, which is now looking pretty rough. And then she's going to move towards Tuppence, and that's her turn. And then it's finally the mother of all monsters. The Sin Wasps go. The Sin Wasp descends towards the nearest creature, which is Bertimus.
Are you picking on Bertie?
Because he's the nearest creature.
He's a goddamn nerd, that's why.
He was the front. He was the tip of the spear, and now he's going to find out why.
Bertie, why were you at the front?
Because he was singing Haunting
He was
Hymn.
singing the hymn so as to clear the path.
It was
The Sin Wasp drops towards you, and the first thing it's going to do is sting you.
Well, it can try.
That's going to be a 22 to hit.
That hits.
But succeed as well.
Roll a fortitude save.
18.
18. Okay, 18 is a fail. I rolled such contrasting fortunes on my 2d8. I got an 8 on one and a 1 on the other. So you're only going to take 16 points damage
Only
from the
16.
piercing. However, you then are now afflicted by a separate poison, which is the Sin Wasp venom, and you're going to take 1d6 additional poison damage, which will tick now. That's another 3 points of poison damage.
Cool.
And then, just for fun, it's going to hit you with its floor limbs. Take the multiple attack penalty. That's a 10, so that misses. That's the Sin Wasp's go. Bethilde, it's back to you.
So I'm gonna shuffle around so that I can, because these bugs like sort of in a line. Is there a way that I can like approach them so they would be in a line?
It would probably only be if you come round to the left here.
You could get 2 of them in a line.
Oh no, they've knocked over the tower, like the arch thing.
Oh no, the tower's reforged itself and stood back up. Bizarre.
Okay, so I'm trying to get to like, so I would be in front of them and there would be a 15-foot line.
You could definitely get one cicada and the Sin Wasp because they're both next to Bertie.
Yeah, that's what I'm after. Okay,
Okay.
so I'm like, you leave him alone and pick on someone your own size.
So you run your
and,
25 feet, which is your 5 squares.
Yeah. And then I'll say, why don't you make like a tree and leaf? And I'm going to cast Timber and try and squish them with a tree.
Yes.
Okay, well, the Sin Wasp
So-
rolls a reflex save. Natural 20 for the Sin Wasp.
The other thing's got a
Boo.
-2.
Yes, distracting feint. I was trying to think, why have I got... I've got him... it's clumsy as well.
Yes.
And this is a reflex. So it's
Nice.
-3.
Oh. Is that good? Did it hit it? Did it squish it?
So that's an 18 for its reflex save.
Yeah, that
That's your
that
DC.
fails.
Oh,
Mine's
it fails.
19.
19,
Yeah.
yeah. So it takes
Yeah.
all damage. The Sin Wasp just flows around the tree. And it's like...
Okay. So I'm going to drop a tree on its head,
We're beating the crap out of this one insect.
and I rolled really badly.
Oh.
Oh, that's a little bit better. So that's 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Does anything else happen on a failure?
It says only if it critically fails.
Oh, okay.
So, which point it would have been dazzled, but it's not. So it's just caught. It's just been squashed by a bit of a tree.
So this tree just goes... And the cicada is like...
Yeah, just makes it dodge out of the way.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Xander, it's your
that's all
go.
I can do.
Okay. Can
You're behind the
I
rock.
now I am safely behind this rock?
You are considering his life as a geologist.
Yes, truly.
Because they rock.
Boo.
They rock your world. They make you...
Seismologists.
Oh, that seismologist true.
Okay, so whilst I'm here, I'm going to look into my mind and see if I can recall knowledge on these bugs to see if I can find any weaknesses that they have.
Go for
Didn't
it.
you like read the book?
Did read the book, yes. I feel like it's a roll anyway, so. Ooh, that is. What would be rolling on?
Nature, probably.
You would need nature or perhaps occultism or arcana.
Yeah, oh, wait. I'll go for Arcana because that will make this a 27.
27. That's which one are you doing it on?
The
Arcana.
cicadas or the waspy man?
Yeah.
Oh, the Sin Wasp looks more dangerous, doesn't it? Really? So yeah, I'll put this on the Sin Wasp.
Okay. This is definitely a mutant version of a Sin Wasp Queen. You got a 27. So yep, mutant version of Sin Wasp Queen. Its poison will likely paralyze you eventually and allow it to enucleate you, basically rip out your eyes.
Yay.
Right. Oh yeah, right. Remember that? Yeah, remember that little tidbit of information.
So that is significant. It is likely also the chitinous plates on it resistant to bludgeoning and slashing damage.
Okay, so I will, using a free action, shout out this information so that everyone knows.
Mm-hmm.
And then for my final 2 actions, did we say that from studying them before that they are weak to specifically weak to fire or anything? Or
you found out that swarms were weak to area
okay,
damage.
swarms.
Yeah.
Swarms. This is these aren't swarms.
No, this is just one large creature.
Okay.
Well, 3 large creatures.
In which case, on the cicada, which is currently getting mauled by everyone, I'm going to cast Phase Bolt at it.
Okay.
No, that's not happening. That's 17. 15
17
actually.
is
15
a
actually.
miss.
Off guard.
Is it not to him?
Oh, I thought it was off guard.
To melee attacks. No,
Ah,
you didn't
okay.
critically succeed.
Ah, boo.
No,
15,
that missed.
sorry, yeah, missed. Yep, thought so. Okay, no problem.
Okay, it's now Tuppence's go. Tuppence is no longer fascinated, and he's like, "Oi, look, this isn't fair. You're not allowed to beat up on poor Bertimus." And he's going to attack the cicada in front of him.
He's slowed 1.
He is. So he only has 2 actions. His first action is going to be to hit with his +1 hatchet. That's a 26, so he's going to do some damage. It's going to be 10 points of hatcheting damage to the cicada, and then he's going to raise his shield. He's like, right, I'm going to get out of this. And then he rolls a fortitude save against the poison, which is going to be a 17. So he's now going to stage 2 of the poison, and this was the cicada poison, which is stage 2. He's now slowed 2 and taking 1d6 poison damage. So he's going to take an additional 6 points of poison damage. That's Tuppence's go. It's now the cicada's go. The cicada is going to have a go back. That's going to miss. An 18 plus 22. Tuppence's, that's his armor. That's actually his armor class. So it's going to...
Gonna use shield block.
Well, he might do. As this thing tries to get in with the proboscis, it's going to be 1d8. So it's going to be 13 points of damage, plus 1d4 poison. So he's going to shield block, and that reduces the damage by 5, and then damages his shield for the remainder. So it would be the 8 points of damage to the shield and to him, and then the 1d4 ticks afterwards. So 8 points of damage to his shield. Then it's going to fly away from Tuppence and move towards Bertie.
Why are they picking on Bertie?
However, slowed doesn't stop him getting a reaction, I don't think.
When you said fly, is he like up high now, or is he just flying over and landing next
Is
to
it like
Bertie?
hovering?
No, it just flies straight across the floor, straight in a straight line towards Bertie. So Tuppence rolls his thing.
Oh, reactive strike.
He does reactive strike. He hits with his hatchet, and that's going to be another 6 points of damage to the cicada. That is the end of that cicada. The other one is attacking Bertie. It turns around and it attacks Katarra with a slam. That's going to be a 25 to hit.
That does hit.
Then you need to roll a fortitude save.
Bad. That is 22.
Success, you're unaffected. You do take 8 points of bludgeoning damage, though. It's then going to try and get you with its proboscis. That's going to be a 22 to hit.
That hits.
And that is going to be 9 points of piercing damage and 4 points of poison. And then it is going to force everybody around it in a 10-foot burst to make a fortitude save.
So that would be Molly as well.
Molly's
Molly.
underground.
Oh.
Yep, Molly's within 10 foot.
Oh, even underground?
He sticks out the ground when he's kind of making him dance around.
Oh.
Say fortitude.
Fortitude.
25.
You're fine.
22.
You're fine.
16 for me and 10 for Beauregard.
Beauregard is definitely poisoned, so are you. Both of you are going to take 1d6 poison damage on your turn.
Was that fortitude?
Yeah.
So that is 24.
But the mole,
Mm-hmm.
he's fine.
Do I roll the d6?
I'll roll it on your turn. So that is both cicadas. Now, Minesh, it's your go.
I'm going to use electric arc again on the 2 cicadas this time.
First one sucks. What? The one of the clumsy one.
And also, it's still...
It's still affected by your
minus-
thing. Yeah.
Yes. So it's
So-
-3 to that one.
What was the thing that made it clumsy?
It was Molly.
Oh, Molly makes it clumsy as long as he's there.
No. So when you read it, it says that.
Yeah, people read.
You guys read?
Your mole leaps into the ground and burrows beneath your foes, disturbing their footing until the end of your next turn if you hit it, which I did, and I set it up to hit. And the creature is clumsy 1 until it moves from its position.
And it's still in position, so it hasn't moved. So it's still
the
clumsy
cicada
1.
hasn't moved.
So it's still clumsy 1, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it's got a minus to its reflex save.
That's -3
So
overall, I think.
it's a 9.
Okay.
You'll fail?
It is a crit fail.
Sorry,
I
no,
feel-
11.
Ooh.
So fail and a crit
I was so
fail.
surprised. I was so surprised.
So
I dropped my
the
die.
first one is 11 because I miscounted.
Oh,
And the second one
sorry.
is a natural 1, so you get 1 anyway.
Yeah.
So you got a crit fail and a fail.
Yeah,
I
so
feel bad
crit
for
fail,
cicada.
is that double damage?
Double damage.
So it's 6 damage overall. So 6
So the first one takes 6 damage, and that's the clumsy one.
The other one takes 12, is that right?
Yeah, and the other one takes 12 points of damage. He's not looking great now, and the one that you've been pounding on so far, and just bullying, is definitely looking really rough.
Okay,
But to be fair, the other two are bullying Bertie. He's getting beaten. If anything, they're defending their mate.
third action, I'm going to ask Molly to come out of the ground and attack.
Go for it.
Is it going to be 1 action to do that, or is it 2 actions? 1 action to come out of the ground and 1
I'm
action
assuming
to
he's
attack?
like, in order to make them clumsy, he's unstable. He's destabilizing the earth
Yeah.
underneath it. So I'm assuming he's right on the surface.
Okay, that's fine. So can I have 2 attacks?
Yes.
No, I rolled a 5. No, doesn't hit.
The mole comes out the ground, is like, and it's just not happening for him.
I need more training.
It does need more training. As that happens, it's now Katarra's go.
Okay, so first action, we'll try to hit it with the rapier. And
Sure, you wouldn't like to feint first before the end of your turn while it's still got a minus to the thing that you need to roll against, which
yeah,
is
but I'll do
perception.
that at the end of my turn.
Okay, go
Because
for
it's
it.
still off guard to me.
Okay, go for it.
That's a 19.
Is this the clumsy one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Yeah. So, and I get the sneak attack because it is still off guard.
Yep. 2d6 plus 1, basically.
Oh, 6 points of damage.
You stab it through the eyeball and it goes, and then just falls dead on the floor.
Hey! Okay.
Molly goes, and ducks into the ground
So that
as
was
it crushes the ground.
first action.
Mm-hmm.
Second action, I will move up to the other cicada.
Okay. So you move up to the other cicada, and what would you like to do?
On this one, I will try to hit it, but I know I'll take the map.
Okay. So -5 for the rapier or -4 for the
It's
star
still the
knife.
rapier because I didn't take the star knife
Okay.
out. No.
What'd you roll?
Natural 1.
Natural 1. That sucks. That's your 3 actions. Bertie, you've got your slowed 1 at the minute.
Can I battle medicine myself?
You can, yes.
Can I do it at expert?
Yep. DC 20.
22.
Success. 2d8 plus 10.
So 15 healing.
Okay. And that is roll a fortitude save, see if you shake off the poison.
26.
26. Yeah, you take a further 6 points of poison damage and then shake it off. That's the end of your turn, and you're no longer slowed 1. It's now Ulti's go. Ulti looks over at Bertie. How bad are you feeling right now, Bertie?
Oh, I'm fine.
Oh, you're fine, okay. In which case, I'll deal with something else.
I mean, I'm not fine, but
She looks over at you and is like,
Not my girlfriend.
how bad are you feeling, Katarra?
quite bad.
Oh, fine.
Bits of tooth on the floor. You're like, not so good.
Help me.
I have all my teeth, thank you very much.
She looks
Someone
over at
else's
you.
tooth.
She looks over at you and is like, well, I only carry 1 of these, but so be it. And she casts a 2-action heal on you, which is going to be only 10 points of healing. And then going to cast Savor the Sting, which is her focus spell. So she's going to use a focus point. And then the creature rolls a will save. So this is the cicada. That is going to be a 12. So it fails. So it's going to take 2d4 mental damage and 2d4 persistent mental damage. As long as the target is taking persistent mental damage from the spell, you gain a +1 status bonus to attack rolls and skill checks against the target. So that's what her benefit is. And that is her go. So the creature takes 2d4 mental damage.
It's not immune to mental damage?
Nope, it's not swarm. 4 points of mental damage, and it will take more mental damage at the end of the cicada's turn.
Yeah.
That's ulti. It's now the Sin Wasp's go. The Sin Wasp turns to Bertie. Oh, actually, Bertie, roll another save because you were affected by 2 different types of poison.
18.
18. So against the Sin Wasp's poison, that is a failure. You are now at stage 2, which is stunned 1.
Okay.
So you've still got 2 actions next turn, and you take a further 1 point of poison damage. Now the Sin Wasp has got you at stunned 1. It's going to attempt to pry out your eyes.
Ooh.
I need a reflex save.
18.
18 is going to be a fail. So it starts bludgeoning your eyeballs with its scoop-like appendages. That's going to be a grand total. That's 3 ones. Damn it. It's going to be 7 points of bludgeoning damage. And on a failed save, you take 2 persistent bleed and a -2 penalty to perception checks. And you must succeed on a flat check to target a creature with a weapon, attack, or spells.
Cool.
For as long as this condition lasts.
The scooping condition.
It's trying to probe his eye out, so it's now actually damaging his sight. That's the 2 actions of the Sin Wasp. The third action is going to slash you with its appendages, with its claws. That's going to be a 26 to hit.
It's
With the map?
Doesn't hit the map because it didn't use an attack roll. It used a saving throw. You can chew on that. Chew on a wasp.
No, because I would die.
That's going to be a grand
Chew on
total.
the stinger.
Chew on my stinger. That's 11 points of damage.
cool.
11 points of slashing damage from its bladed forelimbs. That's the Sin Wasp's go. Bethilde, it's your go.
Yeah, she's kind of had enough of this pokey guy. She's like, you leave his eyes alone. They're beautiful. You can't have them.
Maybe it's working with the left.
And she sort of points at him and make a reflex roll for the Sin Wasp.
Oh, that's awful. That's the wrong stat block. That's the right stat block. 19.
If it's on the nose, does it hit?
Yes.
Yes.
Does it?
So it
It'd be half
succeeds.
damage.
But what are you doing to it?
Sudden bolt,
So if it says basic reflex, it's half damage. Otherwise, it has.
half damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it.
Oh, I got too excited and dropped it.
No.
Okay.
So Bethilde just goes up, and there's this
And
jet
drops
of
her bottle
water.
whiskey.
So it would have been 28 points of damage, of electricity damage,
So
but
it's
it's half.
Half, so
14.
14 points damage to the cicada. You kill it
No,
immediately.
Sin
Oh,
Wasp.
so the Sin Wasp.
Sin Wasp, yeah.
Okay, so the cicada, the Sin Wasp has got 14 points damage. Hasn't really been damaged much.
I know.
The Sin Wasp goes.
Like, you can buzz off, you. And who else is nearest? I suppose Katarra, you're the one who's been slashing at it. So I'd sort of point at Katarra and go, I think you're going to have to deal with it this time. And I'll give guidance.
Okay,
Deal with everything.
Xander, it's your go.
So
I will.
best I could do.
Is it an action? If I can get on top of this rock, is that?
That would be a climb action.
But is that just
He's
one action?
Still on the rock.
So roll a
I was behind the rock.
roll an
Actually,
athletics check to get up there.
yeah. You lot are going to be so amazed
If
in
you're
about
just
2
climbing on
seconds.
this rock for flair,
Oh shit! No, I am not climbing on this rock
What'd you
for
roll?
flirt. I don't want to talk about it.
Likely, because it depends what the DC is. So what did you do?
I rolled a natural 1.
Natural 1. You
You
slip
face
over.
plant on the rock.
This is why wizards don't have gym class.
Oh.
He's
why
a
they
buff wizard.
should.
He's a buff wizard.
Since you critically fail,
Yeah.
you if you began on stable ground, you fell and you land prone.
Okay.
You literally land
Yep.
flat on your face.
The best
Okay,
bit
well-
is,
No one knows.
it would have been about it would have been a DC 5 or 10. It would have been really easy. But you rolled a natural 1, so that's always going to
Because
be.
he's a wizard.
Yeah.
I'm a buff wizard.
What's your athletics then?
+4.
Yeah. So you So
I'm
you're now
glad-
prone. So you're now prone on the ground behind the rock, and you can't see anybody.
I'm glad it's
Okay.
scooping out my eyes so I don't have to see this.
I see.
You can just hear the Sin Wasp going, I'm swearing you're the one to.
Look, canonically, no one saw that, so we're fine.
Wait,
There's just like one beetle.
You are busy. Do not pretend that you're going to be there like, oh, let's look over at Xander. Let's see what he's up to.
Katarra
Like,
is like stood sideways on, so she would have seen.
I know. I
You-
just imagine
you
that you
are
like look
busy.
up and there's just like one frog in this like pleasure garden just looking at you, and it just sort of like goes.
there's next to your head. There's this frog that goes, and as it opens its mouth, a poisonous little stinger comes out like a wasp's, and then it rolls it back in, and then it opens its wings and flutters away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, before that flutters away, Xander kind of wipes the mud off his face, looks eyes, sees it laugh at it, like, get out of here! And for my... See, so now I've got 2 actions where one of them is going to have to be stand up, which isn't great.
The Katarra dilemma.
Yeah, you've dropped your spell book.
Oh, crap.
It's slowly sinking into the mud.
Oh, this thing's worth 4 gold or something. I can't remember. Okay.
It's been
I
such
know.
a good turn for you.
Yeah, true. This has been actually pretty on par with the rest of my turns, actually.
Would you like to ignition yourself?
Yeah. You're just like, yeah, no, it's all right. Nope.
I
choose the
will.
flame.
Yeah,
Time for
stand
the
up,
assisted
pick everything.
dying.
You didn't drop anything because you're not holding anything.
Okay, sweet. Can I not? So yeah, I can't see anyone either, can I
No.
now?
You're behind a rock.
Yeah, it's a. I would say it's a cool rock, but it's not. It's actually causing a lot of problems.
What are you going to do on the rock? Why
I was going to help
He
Bertie.
was going to look heroic. That's what he was going to do.
I thought about going around. I was like, hold on, maybe if I'd go over, and it doesn't cost. If I was just walking, then it's going to be like less space.
Please stand up and try again.
and then fall off again?
Like, I'll be honest. I'll be lying if I say that I didn't think about it.
Right.
You know
So what
what?
are you doing? Xander, what are you doing?
What was Xander do? Don't know.
Having a
Right.
Rage quit.
Yeah. I don't know what Xander would do, but Car's going home. So no, I'm going to. Yeah, I'm just going to. Well, it's all can do. I'm just going to stand up, and
Try
then
again.
I'm going to.
Walk around the rock.
Maddy, you tempted me. Stop it.
Walking around the rock would be admitting defeat.
Exactly. You have to try.
I hate you, Mike.
Yeah.
I'm doing it again.
Yeah.
All right.
You're like, this rock is not going to win.
10.
10. You get up on the rock.
Hey!
Xander gets up on the rock and he's like, hurrah!
Yes! Victory is mine!
And then the swarm.
Claim this rock.
And as you do that, you see the swarm just collapse inwards into the aviary, and now all of the creatures are concealed.
What?
Is this because I climbed on the rock?
No, it's literally because this is the point where the insects will move inside the aviary and fill it.
Great.
And now
What
all
insects?
creatures are concealed.
The swarm that was outside?
The swarm
We
that has
killed
been.
it.
No.
No,
No,
there's
there's multiple swarms.
There are thousands of insects buzzing over this place, and now they've closed in around you because they were currently outside. Because Bertie had blasted the haunting him and was clearing a space. So now they've closed in again.
So I had a torch. Who else?
You've
Yeah,
got
other people
I had
had
one.
torches.
Oh, yeah,
If
we had
you-
battle
yeah.
buddies for this exact
whoever's
reason.
holding a
Forgot
torch,
about
if they're within 5 foot of a creature, can see it.
I think Bertie and Minesh had a torch, and I think somebody else had a torch because we buddied up.
So that was Xander's go. It's now Tuppence's go. Tuppence is going to hack at...
No, he's going to have to move, but he's also slow too.
He is slow too, so he's going to raise his shield and then hope he rolls a better fortitude save. That's better. That's going to reduce him to stage 1. He's only slowed 1. He takes 5 points of poison damage and goes, ow, oh, governor, I'm feeling really not good. That's his go. It's now the cicada's go, as I just add Tuppence's damage. Now the cicada goes. The cicada is going to fly to... Is it next to you, Katarra?
It's Bertie and Katarra.
Okay, so it
And
flies
Bethilde's
away from both
behind
of you
it.
and it lunges towards the highest thing it can see, which is Xander.
I'm actually quite sober, hell have you know.
And then it's going to attempt to smash you with a slam. That's going to be dirty 20.
Hits.
That is 5 points of bludgeoning damage and a fortitude save, please.
Does the slam knock him off the rock?
Do not knock me off the rock. I worked too hard to be on this rock. I am the king of the rock. Leave me be. I like it up here. Fortitude. I'm not rolling great all of a sudden. 11.
11. That's a fail. You're
Yep.
going to take 6 points of poison damage, and
Ow.
you're slowed 1.
Great.
That it gives the cicada a chance to hit you with its proboscis. That's going to be a 14. So
Miss. Yeah.
That's the cicada's turn. Minesh.
Electric arc on cicada and sin wasp, please.
The sin wasp rolls a large number, 32, which I think is a crit.
Yeah.
And the other one rolls, the cicada rolls a 23.
So I rolled 5, so it takes 2 damage.
2 points
Cicada.
damage.
And then third action, I'm going to ask the mole to attack the cicada, which is right next to it.
Because of where it is, would it be off guard? If the mole attacks, would it be off guard? Because I'm here and the mole is direct.
Is it in a straight line?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is the mole adjacent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, then yes.
That was a 27.
That's a crit with because it's off
Go,
guard.
Molly.
Molly's like,
I cannot believe me getting on that rock has led to this.
is that a 1?
It's a crit.
So it's
It's a 6.
So 6 plus 3, 9, 18 damage.
18 points damage. This is the cicada.
Yep.
The mole rips it in half.
Yeah.
And he's like, and because I have no
Well
idea
done,
what noise
Molly.
a mole
And
would
then
make.
Mish is very sad.
Mush goes,
Mush is, a passive. Mush doesn't get involved in fights. It's got another
Episode
action.
203, Mush joins the Sunflower Lesson.
The mole has its second action, and it's gonna. Oh wait, no, don't worry. No, it won't do it. Don't
it's
worry.
not going to move towards the sin wasp then.
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
I would have enjoyed taking out the mole's eyes.
I know you would.
Okay,
You can't.
that's Minesh's go.
I don't think it'd
Katarra.
be any negative effect from that, to be fair.
So I will attempt to
It's
attack
got
the,
scent as an imprecise sense.
Yeah.
I will attempt to attack the sin wasp, but I'm going to do a feint first. But I'm near Bertie and he's got the torch, so will I need to make a flat check for the feint?
No. If
feint.
Bertie is adjacent to you, then it clears a 5-foot space around him.
So do a feinty.
Mm-hmm.
That is a natural 17 plus 9, which is 26.
Success.
And try to hit it with the rapier.
Mm-hmm.
So it is off guard as well.
It's off guard. It's got a reflex issue.
23.
Hits.
Yeah. And it will be sneaky attacky as well.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that is 11 points of damage.
11 points damage. It all goes through. You notice that the blade slides between the chitinous plates and doesn't have the same issue that slashing or bludgeoning would, which would be absorbed by the plates.
Yes, because I do piercing damage.
Exactly.
So
and
you've got one action
left.
So rapier, so it'd be -5.
Mhm.
21 -5, so it's probably not going to hit.
Miss.
Yeah. And that's my go over.
21 minus 5 is 16. Yes, so it misses. Right, that was Katarra's go. Bertie, it's your go.
I'm going to sing Haunting Him. One in front of me. The
Go
wasp.
for it. So haunting him is a
Is it
saving
will
throw,
So
isn't
it's
it?
a fortitude save,
save.
but it's if you critically fail, you're deafened.
Fortitude for the wasp. 28.
Yes, I pass this.
So it's half damage then.
Unless
So-
it's a crit.
Is it a basic save?
Basic.
Yeah, it's half
basic
damage.
Fortitude. So 2
Was it a
dam-
will or a fortitude?
Fortitude.
Fortitude, yeah, then but it's half damage.
So 2 sonic damage.
2
then.
sonic damage. It all adds up. The wasp it just shakes slightly as you hit it with this this Phrasman war hymn that you think you're singing right. You're not sure.
Who knows? Making up the lyrics as I go, you know.
It's like, I am the one and only, nobody loves her but me.
Am I still... So do I only get 2 actions or do I get 3 now?
You're not slow. You're stunned 1, yes. So yeah,
Okay.
you get 2 actions. So that's your
That's it.
turn, and your stunned condition ends.
Cool.
And then you roll against the poison to see if you shake it off.
I definitely don't. 14? Oh, 12.
12. That is a fail. So you're now paralyzed. 1d6 poison damage and paralyzed. So you take 5 points of poison damage and you cannot do anything. Paralyzed means that you can't seek. You are off guard. You can only take mental actions like recall knowledge. So you can
Useful.
recall the lyrics to that Phrasman war hymn. That is your go. It's now Ulti's go. Ulti looks over at the Sin Wasp and she is going to send a Divine Lance to... Actually, she's going to Void Warp it. So the thing rolls a Fortitude save. Natural 1.
Yay.
She's like, get back to the void, you piece of rubbish. That's going to be 12 points of void damage. And is there anything extra on a crit failure? No. Oh, no, wait, hang on. There's an additional D4. Oh, that's going to be another 8 points of poison damage. That's 20 points of void damage. As she just crushes her hand, and this thing gets wrapped in black tendrils of energy that just start peeling it apart. And she's like, oh, you're also an enfeebled one until the start of your next turn. Okay. And then she's going to raise a shield. She's always had a shield. Don't look at me like that, Laura.
Can I
She's
look
got
at
a
you like
rapier and a
that?
shield. No, none of us can look like that. She has a shield. It's in her character sheet. It's now the Sin Wasp's go. The Sin Wasp is going to go back for Bertie because you're paralysed. It needs to make a reflex
wants
save.
these eyes, man.
It wants those eyes. It lays
Going to
its
trade him with the
18.
sunflower letter.
18 is a fail, so you're going to take full damage. 12 points of bludgeoning damage,
That's me down.
and
Oh,
it
no.
can't. It can't actually make you any worse off with your eyesight because that's the maximum it does. It does, however, mean that it's going to attempt to implant its lava in you.
Always wanted to be implanted with lava.
I need you to roll a fortitude save.
Oh.
Have any of you
Crit fail.
seen the movie Alien?
Hero
I don't
have
think I
any?
have one.
Oh no.
Can you gift your hero point to someone else?
Oh, I do
Oh,
have
don't
one.
have one.
I do, yeah. 6.
At least it's not a crit
What
fail.
was it
though.
again? Sorry?
Give it time.
Fortitude.
Fortitude, so 14.
14. Well, the good news is you don't immediately go to stage 2. However, you are now going to be blinded for 6 days
Nice.
6 days.
as the lava is implanted in your eyeballs.
Oh,
Yep,
God.
stage 1, blinded for 1d6 days.
Hold on,
And I
what-
rolled a 6.
What was stage 2?
Stage 2 is drained 1 and blinded.
Oh, shit.
Stage 3 is the lava explodes from your eyeballs.
And then you're just permanently blinded, surely.
And then you're in trouble then. At that point, like nothing else goes wrong, but it's all bad by that stage. Yep, it's planted its lung. It's young in there. May need to do something about that. But that's the Sin Wasp's go. It has to be adjacent to a paralyzed or unconscious creature to do it, which is why it hasn't tried it before. Bethilde, it's your go. Bertie falls to the ground, and you watch the Sin Wasp Queen start laying eggs in his eyeballs.
Well, does
So-
she though, because of the swarm?
Yeah, you can
So-
see you can see shapes in it. It's harder to target something accurately. It doesn't mean you can't see. It's like looking through mist.
Okay, so the swarms of bugs around us, I assume they're just all over the place.
Yes.
What do they do?
DC 5 flat check if you want to target a creature.
Even if it doesn't have a visual bit of the spell.
What's the spell?
Verminous Law.
Verminous Law. What the hell does that do?
Verminous Law. Upon casting, the target emits a musk that's captivating to certain animals. Tiny animals and animal swarms of any size within range must attempt a will save. On a failure, non-hostile animals or animal swarms try to touch the target. If hostile, such creatures choose to attack the target instead of other foes, if able to do so without spending additional actions or exposing themselves to additional danger. So the way I would read that is that currently the swarms are basically making it so that they get in the way. So I'm assuming even if they didn't attack the object, that they would swarm the target, and therefore they would be effectively obscured constantly while the swarm was there.
Like a Pied Piper thing.
Yeah.
Like almost like darkness that follows you. That's
yeah,
how
it
I
would
read
be,
it.
except the Sin Wasp Queen is immune to the effects of the swarm. So it can't be blinded by the swarm. So you could
How could it
you
see
could send the
through the-
swarm towards it,
But
and
it wouldn't do anything.
and it wouldn't do anything.
Okay, well I won't do that then.
And there's so many insects, it wouldn't make a functional difference.
If something is obscured by a swarm, is it hard to hit?
Yeah, it's a DC 5 flat check. So you roll the flat check. If you if you hit 5 or higher, you can attack it.
It's not going to help anybody anyway. I was like, maybe I can obscure Bertie, but that's not going to make much difference either.
The damage has been done.
Okay, I'm going to say, use one of my actions to send Beauregard, go look after Bertie. Then on his go, I'm going
You'll
to
move up to Bertie.
stabilise Bertie. So that's 3 actions, isn't it?
Yes. So then Beauregard
So-
moves up to Bertie. That's one action.
And besides being completely unconscious, once you awaken you would feel both things in your eyes, which is disgusting, but also the squelching feeling of Beauregard like holding your hand, but sort of licking you. Well, not really has in tongue, but like sucking on your hand.
If he's paralysed, can he feel any of this?
Well, you'd be stabilised.
Well,
so
stabilised, he doesn't wake up. He's just.
He's still paralysed.
He dreams of
if he's paralysed,
being
does that mean
licked by a
he's that
really
numb
big
to all
dog.
this? That's that feeling.
Big squelchy dog.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
can't-
So yeah.
Fortunately, I think.
But he's not going to wake up to anything because stabilised just removes.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd take 10 minutes for him to wake up. So in 10 minutes,
Yeah.
he'll feel something.
Do you have any persistent damage?
I did have.
He's got lava in his eyes.
Isn't there a thing? Oh no,
You'll-
that's guidance that does
Yeah.
the persistence damage thing.
Yeah, he's it's poison is his problem, not persistent damage.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's all I can do, isn't it?
Yep. Xander, it's your go.
Okay.
Standing on top of this rock.
King of the rock.
You're like, I'm king of the world.
Yes.
And then you fall off.
Oh,
Does
no.
he need to do a flat check to hit the sin wasp?
What are you doing? Are you attacking the sin wasp?
Yes, I'm going to cast telekinetic.
Do you have a
projection.
torch?
Do I have a torch? Do I have a...
Probably not. No.
No.
Okay, so it's DC 5 flat check to start with.
Yep.
I will have a torch.
Yeah,
Does
which
that
means
help
it's within
him?
5 feet of you.
He's not within 5 feet of you.
Close, it was 6.
6. Okay, so you fire off what?
So Xander, he kind of... He last thing he saw was Bertie being abused. And he's just like, thought to himself, like, don't worry, Bertie, help is coming. He pushes out his staff, and some kind of lightly lit needles come flicking out to the end of it, which he then hurls towards the sin wasp.
Go for it.
So we'll do piercing damage. No, crap. 14.
14 misses.
Yeah.
What's your final
Son.
action?
Telekinetic projectiles, 2 actions.
Okay. Oh, yeah,
And-
you're slowed 1, aren't you?
Yeah.
All right, roll a fortitude save.
Do 11.
11. Okay, so you're now at stage 2, which means you are slowed 2. You take 3 points of poison damage.
Okay. Sweet. Incredible.
That brings us to Tuppence. Tuppence still has only 1 action, doesn't he?
No, he's slowed 1 now.
Oh, slowed 1. So he runs up to the sin wasp, first action, and he slashes at it, second action, with his hatchet, misses. But then he rolls a fortitude save against the poison. Tuppence takes 1 point more of poison damage and is now clear of poison. And he's like, right, I'm back in action, but I do feel a bit queasy. That's Tuppence. The cicadas are dead. Minesh.
Okay, first action, I'm going to send Mole towards the sin wasp. So 1 action to move, second action to burrow underground and try and kind of make the terrain a bit more difficult for it. And then second action, I'm going to attempt to cast Ignition at the sin wasp.
This is its support benefit, yeah? The fact that it burrows into the ground and burrows beneath the creature.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
2
so-
actions to do that.
So that's just its support benefit. So when it's adjacent to a creature that you're doing, so it would burrow through the ground for 20 feet and be underneath it. So you've got 1 action left. So it could attack. That's its support benefit. So as long as it's adjacent to your mole, if you hit it, it's clumsy 1. So it still gets the action.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll keep it underground.
Okay.
It'll put a bit of cover, I guess.
And then
I'm gonna
ignition it
Oh, maths.
is important.
24.
Hits.
It's like gym class.
Gym class for wizards, maths for druids.
Okay, that is 9 points of fire damage, and it is clumsy 1.
It would be
Oh,
if it was still alive,
Hey!
because it was weak to fire, and it just goes,
okay.
and then
Good
it's
thing
gone.
to find out at the end of the fight.
I know, right?
But we are still in initiative because Bertie is down.
Yep.
Yeah, Bertie is down. So now what are you going to do?
Whose go is it? Or is it just, are we at initiative?
No,
So,
we're still in
so
initiative.
Bertie is
Initiative.
down. It is Katarra's go.
Okay, so
You can spend 2 actions to treat poison, which would help Bertie.
am I able to treat poison?
You are trained in medicine.
Am I?
You are. You're a rogue. You're trained in just about everything.
All right, yeah, I'll try.
You attended every class.
That's what happens when
You
you,
even
grow up
did-
on a ship.
You even did, like, optional electives. That's how trained you are.
Like Sea Shanties 101.
Sea shanties, boarding, raiding,
Pillaging.
Hitting.
defense against the dark arts.
25?
Local
25.
studies.
25 gives Bertie a +2 to his next roll against the poison.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was going to do that because otherwise I was going to feed him an antidote.
Well, that would give him. You could feed him an antidote. Well, it would. The antidote would give him +1.
Oh, right. Okay.
The treat poison
Okay.
gives him +2.
Okay.
So you move up to him and do that.
Yeah.
2 actions. Grand. Bertie, roll a fortitude save.
+2.
16.
16. You were at stage 2, weren't you?
Yeah.
Oh no, you're stage 3. You're paralyzed. You stay at stage 3, and you take a further 6 points of poison damage and immediately go to dying 2.
Cool.
At which stage, it's Ulti's go. Ulti moves up to Bertie and does the same thing, but she fails her treat poison check. So, I don't heal people, I kill them. And then that's her go.
Mike, what's your next character going to be?
Bethilde, it's your go.
So, your weird dream about the dog licking you now extends to your face, and Beauregard tries to suck the lava out of his eyes, and sort of gets slime all over your face, and it's rousing splash.
Yeah.
So you would get your 2d4
temporary hit points. So he gets temporary hit points against the poison, but it doesn't wake him up.
But also, it does say that you can attempt a flat check to recover from a single source of persistent acid or fire damage.
Yeah, it's not persistent
Either.
damage; it's a poison.
So okay.
However, it does give him. It could. So it's got 2d4 temporary hit
Why
points.
do I do
so
that?
roll those.
That's only against the poison damage.
Pointies.
Well, he would gain the hit points, but it doesn't wake him up because they're temporary hit points.
4.
4. So you've got 4 hit points that will potentially absorb the next round of poison damage.
Cool.
That's 2 actions. You've got 1 left.
Who's after me in initiative order?
Xander.
Wherever you are, I assume you're in 30 feet of me.
No, he's further away.
Are you within 30 feet of Beauregard?
Yes.
Okay. Beauregard sort of both the eye stalks look at you and sort of wiggle in a seductive dance.
Please don't.
And you're both confused, aroused, and feel like that you can heal Bertie better, so I'm going to give guidance to try and heal him.
Okay, Xander, it's your go.
He's aroused.
Scare roused.
Xander-
You're scare roused.
Xander's confused.
Xander's
For a moment,
confused.
you just have because you sort of saw it and you kind of almost sensed the rousing splash, and you had a flashback to when the Bethilde spat on your crotch.
Okay.
You have a trauma flashback. It's almost a torturous trauma.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
You said I was slowed 2, didn't you?
Yes.
Does that mean I have
So you've
one
got
action?
one action.
Okay.
But you're guided, so you feel inspired.
That's great. Well, I'm poisoned, and that's what's causing the slow.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm going to. All I really can do is retch to get rid of my own poison condition to then help.
Retching doesn't help you because you roll a save at the end of your turn.
Okay. I thought if I retch, that would.
That's sickness.
Okay. Well.
You need to go heal him.
Yeah, but he's only got 1 action, so all he can do is
Are
move.
you even trained in medicine?
Oh. Have you got anything?
No, I'm not trained in medicine. I've got a +2 to it though, so.
Yeah, so
nothing.
you could stabilize him, but you couldn't do much else.
Yeah. I've also got an elixir of life.
Stabilising him isn't a terrible idea.
You could
that
take the
could-
elixir of life off your belt. It's 1 action.
Yeah,
You could
that's
stabilise.
literally all I can do. I'm going to get out the elixir of life.
But
Okay.
you could stay because he's dying too, so you could stabilise him, and then you can
But the
use your
problem is
guidance
he'll
to.
take poison damage on
How
his
long?
turn. And
Is he
But then
adjacent to
but then he's
Bertie?
going to take the. He's
I'm
got
nowhere
10
near
hit points.
Bertie.
You know,
or something
near
like
Bertie,
that.
so you've got to move anyway. So you take 6 points poison damage. Roll a fortitude save.
Big chance of him falling
Don't forget
over
you've got
on the
your
way
you've got
here.
your guidance. So
Okay.
Guidance
that-
doesn't apply to
does it
saves.
not-
No.
does not
Oh,
apply?
yes, no, it does. Guidance
Does it?
applies to
Yeah.
everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of bless.
Maddy, pick a
Yeah.
dice. Any dice. That one. Oh, good choice. Good choice, Madsen. Okay, so that is fortitude. Yeah.
Yep.
Fortitude. That's 25.
So instead of being 2d6 poison damage plus slowed 2 plus stupefied 1, you're now 1d6 poison damage and slowed 1.
Sweet.
So you've got 2 actions next turn.
Sweet.
Now it's Tuppence's go. Tuppence is going to walk over to Bertie and is going to attempt to treat poison. He's not going to be able to help, and that's his go. Minesh, it's your go.
1 action to walk over to Bertie, and then how many actions is it to treat poison?
2.
And then if I did battle medicine, that wouldn't get rid of the poison, would
So
it?
battle medicine would wake him up, but it wouldn't get rid of the poison.
We need to get rid of the poison.
Could wake
you need
him
to
up.
get rid of the lava.
yes, it's all connected.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, we need to.
Circle
Can I
of
do?
life.
So if I did one action battle medicine, is there anything else I can do with one action to help? With
You could guide him.
yeah. Okay. Wait. Can I do that?
Well, if you've got to move towards him, that's
I
one
can
action.
aid.
You
Can
could
I?
aid
Yeah,
him. Yeah, you
okay.
could aid him.
So I'm gonna walk over and
Rub
then
mud on him.
yes, battle medicine with
Okay.
mud. That's fine.
We're all trying to save you, Bertie.
We're doing such an embarrassingly poor job.
Hey, I'm 25.
We're not healers.
Yeah,
Also-
so that's a success, but it's only 2d8.
Right.
On
That's
my
okay.
last roll, did I critically succeed?
No.
Would I? So I forgot to add the guidance. Would that have got me into a critical? No, didn't think so. Right.
Okay, Bertie, that is 12 healing.
Good.
Plus, he's got the temporary hit points.
Bertie wakes up, "Ah!" and you're blind.
I'm
You turned
blind.
out
But you're blind and you can feel a snail sucking your face.
But you are being aided.
What's my hand in?
No, you're sucking your face now, not your
Oh,
hand.
it wasn't. Oh.
He's trying to
Bertie's
suck
first
tar
kiss.
out of your eyes.
Okay, so he's woken up. He's got the hit points, but he's still poisoned.
You could try and help him with the poison again.
Yeah, I'll try and help with the poison again. Ow, don't hit me.
I'm not hitting you. I'm poking you back to your
hit me.
microphone.
I was trying to do maths and now I can't remember what I rolled.
12.
You poked the maths out of her head.
No, I rolled 16 plus 6. So
It's 22. Yeah, it's a success.
Right, well, you could
Gets
just...
plus 2. You could take out the antidote with your third action and hold it over him.
Well, no, because you said that only gives a +1.
Yeah, but it stacks.
With
Yeah,
aid.
and guidance. And
With guidance and aid don't stack. I don't.
They do. We discussed
Oh yeah, we've
this
had
and
this
they
discussion.
Do,
Yeah, guidance and aid stack, and the item bonus also stacks.
Right,
Okay.
so I'll hold out the thingy. So he's got a +1 for guidance,
Plus-
+1 for aid.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
I rolled
there's
a
the
22 for this,
which gives him the +2.
And you've got your 4 temporary hit points.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to work out what he'll be able to add there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus, if he takes the antidote, that would be a +5.
So it's circumstances bonus
Get ready
from
for
treat poison. So aid and the treat poison won't stack because they're both circumstances bonuses.
Right, so it'd be a +4 if
So
he
it'd be
takes the
+4 if
antidote.
it takes the antidote.
Right, okay.
Whereas guidance is a status bonus, which is why they stack.
Might go over then.
Okay. And it was worth doubling up because if you had failed, the aid could still be there. Bertie, it's your go. You reach up and grab this antidote with one action.
That I can't see.
She yells at you. There's an antidote right in front of you.
Did you yell at me that there's
Yeah, I
an
would have said, here, Bertie, take this antidote.
Do you do that the thing where it's like he's wiggling around trying to find
I
it?
think just put it
You
down
can't
now.
quite-
I would have. Well, no, 'cause it's naturally to take it off. I
Knock the
would have-
snail out of the way.
I would have held it. So
Good point.
Yeah. You grope,
take the
you grope
antidote?
around for it and eventually you find it.
And then I have to get the snail off my face.
Well, no, he's like mainly around your eyes. It's okay.
Yeah. So you grab it one action and then you uncork it and drink it.
Cool.
Or can you? Because he's paralyzed.
Surely, could you not? Could you not?
Oh my God.
I just love
Can you
that,
not pour
like,
it in his
I'm
mouth?
blind
No, 'cause
on the
that
would
floor
be
with a
another
snail on my
action.
head, and it's just like I hauled out an antidote.
Yeah, you need to administer it.
You actually can't do anything. So
I was
roll a
gonna
fortitude
say-
save
with a +3 then.
with a +3.
Thanks for your help,
18,
Katarra.
which I know fails.
18 fails.
That
Yeah.
with the +3.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it must have been 6 rounds by now,
Yeah.
which means the poison ends.
Oh,
Well, it hasn't
Maximum-
been 6 rounds.
Maximum duration 6 rounds. Yeah, it's been a while because you've gone from stage 1 to stage 3 and been at stage 3 for at least 3 rounds.
Okay.
So the poison ends and you're like, ah! And you can feel things wriggling in your eyes.
So the paralysis has worn off.
The paralysis is worn off.
Can I do anything about these things in my eyes?
Are we still in initiative?
In order to get rid of the things in your eyes, you would need to attempt to treat poison.
Wow.
So if you treat poison, you could attempt to get rid of them.
And the antidote will give him a +1.
Yes.
We're still
What's
in
the
initiative.
poison's DC?
No.
guess what?
The poison's DC is 19.
Wait, can I give? I can't give him guidance. 'Cause you can't guidance again, can you?
No,
No,
you
I
don't
didn't
mean-
guidance him.
You got to be.
No, I
guidance
guidance
is an hour.
Somebody else.
Guided me, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give him guidance
Yeah, pass
through
easily.
Beauregard.
Okay, you basically
I-
manage to get dagger and you flip it out of the eye. However, you are still blinded. You may need to cast heal on yourself to heal this.
Oh, I fully intend to cast heal on myself anyway.
What about battle medicine?
No, I don't think that
I've already
would
battle
do it.
Would I still be
myself.
poisoned, or is that going
And
to?
Yeah, you need to roll fortitude
I've
save.
got
Okay.
plenty of heal spells.
Okay.
I'm
going to neck the elixir of life first before.
Okay.
Yep.
2 action heal on myself then. Oh, actually, I...
And treat wounds.
He's poisoned still.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
2 action heal on myself.
Shoot, that's dirty 20.
Dirty 20 succeeds. You're no longer poisoned.
Sweet.
The last amount of damage you would take is 3. Oh yeah, Bertie, you would have taken another 4 points of poison damage before it ended.
Okay.
So that would have done the temporary hit points.
Is the swarm still around?
The swarm is everywhere in this place.
Cool, I healed myself 36.
Nice. And then you...
That's a good roll.
Tuppence is like, Mr. Bunce, would you mind? I feel a bit banged up. I need to work on old Bessie here, so if you could bound up my wounds.
I'm pretty sure you can treat your own wounds, Tuppence.
No problem, Tuppence.
Can I make my way over to Bertie and the lava and stuff that he just got out of his eyes? Can I pick up a couple and put them into a bottle for that?
Yeah,
Where you
you
go?
pick up the lava and you put them into the bottle. They're still squirming.
Yep, still
You
alive.
stick them in there, put the lid on them, hope they don't suffocate.
Can Minesh go
So-
to...
There's
Not a
holes
hole,
in
yeah.
there. He's an entomologist. He knows what he's doing.
Can Minesh go to the Simwasp and try and extract the poison glands?
Yes, roll a nature check.
I rolled a 2.
You try to peel off the chitin, but you can't find anything that's got enough of a leverage to actually pull the plates off the creature, so you can't get to it.
Okay.
I healed Tuppence 19.
Tuppence is like, "Ooh, I feel so much better," and he spends 10 minutes working on his shield and restores the hit points to it.
Anyone else need healing?
Please.
Did the guy say that he wanted a Sinwasp specimen as well?
I'm going to go over and help Minesh get the... Can I go over and help Minesh get the...
Nature.
Yeah, nature. Nice. Oh, no. 8.
8. No, you're not able to find the old... Again, it's the difficulty of actually prizing off the chitinous plates. They're really welded onto this creature.
What are you doing over there? Let me come and have a look.
They're
Let's
almost,
see if I can
they're
have a
more
go.
like scorpion armor. The way the scorpion's plates overlap that make it very difficult for. It's a thin blade goes between them, but actually prizing them off is very, very difficult.
Can me and Beauregard have a go?
Okay, roll a nature check.
Katarra could use some healing if
Oh,
you
love
got
of
it.
God. How big is this thing? Can we carry it?
It's a large
I rolled
creature.
8.
Oh, can
So I rolled
Tuppence
a
carry
2.
it?
Tuppence could carry it, but he'd be moving at half speed, and that would be all he could do.
What if
He would be dragging it, really.
could we
Well, I
like
could always
aid him?
have a go.
Please be my guest.
Tuppence, Ulti comes over and heals you, Katarra. That's going to be a success for her.
17 to get the glands or the armor or whatever it was off this Sinwasp.
17, you managed to prize off one of the plates.
God.
And that's how it's done.
Thank God.
You stab your rapier in and you just start cutting around it, and the plate just falls off. And where you cut it, you manage to get out the sack. It is a poison gland.
Yeah.
It's poison gland.
It's a
I'd take
gland.
out a
Get your mind
jar
out the
and put
gutter.
The
Live
gland
ship
in the
on
jar.
it's a gutter.
You
I
gain
think you're
7
going to
points
need
of
to
healing
get
from
someone
Ulti.
else to heal you. I failed.
Anyway,
Why,
I can do
Bertie?
some healing. Do you want some healing?
Please.
With Ned?
Oh, crap.
No, it's mud, not crap. It smells similar.
I mean, I don't know where I got this bit from.
Can Tuppence do some treat wounds on Katarra?
Oh, you
Yeah.
still need help?
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, look at that. That's a success.
Minesh, where are you hurt most?
6 points.
Tell me where it hurts.
6 points. of
Everywhere.
I rub it on your forehead and you get 6 points of healing.
I thought you were going to rub it on his thighs.
We got 6 points of healing, yeah?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Both Tuppence and Ulti look at you and they're like, I have no idea what's wrong with you.
Is this to do with the poison or just in general?
I'll let you be the judge of that. How about that? She wanders back over to the rest of the group.
Why can no one heal me?
Mainly because they keep rolling too low.
Yeah, I know that.
I can also use my focus spell and I can pass you a cornucopia.
Whoa! So just like a
Thank you.
horn full of tasty treats.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Where have you been carrying this?
Hold on, let me just roll.
Bertie, after about 10 minutes of
Another 6 points of
working by
healing when you
feel
eat
as
it.
you're binding Tuppence's wound, the magical energies of your healing restores your sight.
Yay. That's a relief.
Bertie, how are you doing? That looked awful. He was like poking you with the eyes.
It was certainly quite an experience, that's for sure. It felt very strange.
Yes, Beauregard tried to help, but he said he couldn't. He couldn't get in there.
Yeah, Beauregard trying to get into my eyes is perhaps one of the stranger feelings that I had during.
He was just giving you a little kiss.
I appreciate everyone's attempts to help very much.
That was absolutely awful, those things.
Xander walks up to you, he's got a cornucopia and he's eating fruit from it. Can you see now?
Yeah, well enough.
Okay. Oh, good.
Your eye still feels a bit sore, but it's definitely better.
Yeah, I'm looking fresh, right?
Blood down your face.
Yeah, there's blood
your eyes
streaming
are
across
puffy.
his cheeks. His eyes are slightly puffy.
I can reassure you that I'm certainly feeling better than I might look now.
That's good. It's a low bar.
I mean, this place, it's absolutely full of disgusting creatures.
Well, to be fair, we were warned that it was full of disgusting creatures, so it's not.
God
a
help us if we
surprise.
find any more.
I'm sure we will find plenty more.
I'll tell you what. Maybe
perception
you should be singing again. That was very good.
I think I could do that again.
Is that for everyone? Sorry,
Yes.
perception checks.
Because I'm assuming you want to search the area.
I got a 12.
12. You see
28.
nothing other than old birds' nests and birds' cages.
My eyesight is back 28.
28.
No, you can just sense it instead. You just feel
I'm
the
Daredevil.
ichthys.
Minesh rolled 29.
29.
Bertie.
Both of you crit.
I got a
16.
16.
25.
You see as well, you notice that there
My
are a
stalky
number of
eyes.
small knickknacks dotted around in the old birds' nests, which must have been gathered by either some form of magpie or magpie-adjacent creature, you reckon. There's a bird-shaped brooch of silver and turquoise, which you reckon is worth about 15 gold pieces. A dull crystal lens that looked like it belonged to to a telescope of some description. When you look through it, it works a little bit like a spyglass.
I'm definitely putting that brooch on.
You put the brooch on.
I'm like, oh, this is very pretty.
You
I
might
think
need.
it looks pretty.
I think you might
If
need
I
to sell it.
detect- if I
to
detect
pay
magic,
for
are any of these
Beauregard's
magical at all?
barding.
No.
No.
Oh yes, or I could just make him wear it. I mean, it's not very easy to pin things to, but
Oh, it would make him look even more fetching.
You could pin it to his hat.
oh yes. What do you think? I'm going to do that. I'm going to pin it to Beauregard's hat.
You pin it to Beauregard's hat, and Beauregard now has this gaudy-looking bird brooch on the top
Oh,
of his
don't
hat.
you look delightful?
Was there anything else other than the brooch and the spyglass?
No, but the spyglass lens lets you see 4 times further than normal because it's not complete. Because it's only one lens out of the glass.
Just picturing
Makes
you now,
sense.
like with a sort of like telescope with the wind in your hair.
Except this
Peg
is the
leg.
lens.
It's
so
just
more
the
like
lens,
holding
yeah.
a monocle up to your
I know,
eyeball.
but you
But
know.
you could get it like
Oh, we should
custom
get
made.
No, we should get a monocle.
That'd be really cool.
We should
So,
get a monocle
there-
and a moustache for tuppence.
There's a hedge-lined corridor, for want of a better way of describing it, that leads away to the west. However, there is a large 30-foot wide fissure that's been torn across that pathway and completely blocks it off unless you feel like getting across it somehow. As you walk up to the edge of it with your amazing perception checks, you also detect that it's probably at least 150 feet down.
If they cast timber, the tree doesn't last, does it?
No.
It just disintegrates once it hit the floor.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just go the hedgy way. I mean, this seems like a... Unless any of you can jump very far, I don't think any of us will make it over there.
Actually, how far is the gap between? Could it be jumped, or is it like
It's
quite?
30 feet, so
Yeah.
you can't.
No.
You couldn't jump it even with a run. You'd have to climb over it.
So should
Actually,
we...
I think I might have misunderstood. So, is this where the
there's a-
fissure is? Is there that had 2 paths? One is a
No, there's one path that leads out of it. It's got the fissure across it, and you would need to work out a way to get over the fissure in order to get to the far side.
Is there anything around which could be used to make a makeshift bridge?
Not particularly.
Wait, and that's the only other way
You could go
out.
back the way you came, which there was another exit south.
Not
So you haven't.
particularly doesn't sound like a hard no to me.
You could get across this if you wanted to, but it would.
Without our pack that we've got rope. We could tuppence throw someone like a mole.
Or could we like throw somebody and then they have the rope? And...
Wait, don't we have a snail that can climb vertically down walls?
No, but don't we have a
and
snail
then-
that can fly?
What do you think? What do you think, Beauregard? Do you think you could jump it? And he sort of like, his like eyes look over down into the gap, and he sort of looks back at us and sort of shakes his head.
You goddamn coward.
Maybe.
No. I think he's not feeling very, very flying-y today.
Tuppence looks down into the
He's a
hole
bit
and
grounded.
goes, maybe we could, try the other door first before we commit to sudden suicide.
What door?
Yeah,
There was an
I
exit to the
vote-
south in the
Oh,
entrance.
right. Okay.
Yeah, Minesh agrees with Tuppence.
Yeah, we'll go south.
So you wander back from the aviary to the entrance and then head south from there. And you find yourself entering a secluded grotto that has several low stone benches spread among stagnant pools of water clotted with insect husks and rotting vegetation. A knee-deep mist covers the floor, shifting eerily back and forth as though reacting to your presence. At the heart of the grotto stands a once beautiful mosaic of Azatas with butterfly wings dancing amid the stars, the colours now faded and the stone cracking apart. And lying at the foot of the mosaic is a young man in knight's attire who looks at you as you step in and goes, "Help me! Please! Help me!" And that is where we end this episode.
You can find us on your favourite social media platforms. You'll find links in the description below.
Thanks as always to Syrinscape for the amazing atmosphere and music. Make sure you check them out at Syrinscape.com. You've just got to be using them at your gaming table because epic tales need epic music.
Thanks for listening. We've been Epic Tales and Critical Fails.